Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Greeneville Federal Bank Eddie Spradlen Show, where we cover everything inside of Burley Stadium with the Greeneville Green Devils. As always, I'm here with Greeneville head coach Eddie Spradlen. Coach, how you doing this morning?
Good.
Evening?
Really good.
Not quite sure what time it is. It's a little weird doing these on fall break.
Yeah, for sure. Especially we just finished up practice, so that's nice as well.
How weird is it having practice in the morning, on a weekday especially?
Wish we could do it like this all the time, just do a little football and all that other school stuff we didn't have to worry about. But it's been nice. It's hard at times. Just you don't have nothing at the end of the week that you're looking forward to, but you know what your end goal's got to be. So we're out here. We practice Sunday evening. We practice Monday morning, Tuesday morning, just to, so we could get it in and let these guys enjoy a little fall break. It's been a tough grind to this point, and so well deserved.
Had another successful night on Friday night. I know we had talked about it previously that it was a special night in Burley Stadium when you beat Sullivan East with it being homecoming. It was another special night this past Friday night with it being senior night. All 15 seniors touched the field in a 74-7 win over Grainger to pick up another Region 1 4A victory. Talk about how great of a night it was for the Green Devils.
Like you said before, really special night to be out here with the seniors, to recognize them for all they've done for this program, this community, this school. So it was really special. And you go out there, they run out, come out the helmet one last time as a senior during the regular season here at Burley, and walking with their parents, and I get to go through there and shake their hands, give the players a hug. It's a special time for me, for them players. But then they come out here and play just how we wanted them to play. They start fast, be physical. We always say we got to be the most physical football team, and we got to win the line of scrimmage, and we did that on Friday night.
It was a great night both offensively and defensively. Held them to only 7 points. On offense, you gained 498 total yards, 318 being rushing, 180 being passing. You didn't throw it much, but when you did, you found a lot of success. Corbin Cannon, he was 3 of 4, 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. Both of those to Hayden Goad and Zayden Anderson for 49 and 82-yard scores. Talk about the passing game. You really didn't have to open it up too much, but when you did, you were very successful in that.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned it before on the show that we're going, that's something we really worked hard at to improve. We've always worked those guys really hard during the season, the summer and into this, but at times we struggled with our passing game, so we knew we had to do some stuff to improve that. So we really stressed on that during the last few weeks, and it showed off during the game on Friday night. We were able to hit some deep balls, which is always good. Able to stretch the field. It makes it tough for them to try to get everybody in there to stop the run. Then you can complete some deep balls on people. It makes it tough on them.
And speaking of running the ball, that's something that you really haven't struggled at all year this season. And once again, a 300-plus rushing yard night for your team and a slew of different ball carriers that found their way into the end zone. I know you had Corbin Cannon Carson Quillen found his way in there twice. Zach Chrisman, Bryson Myers, Caden Ball twice. Jaden Diebel got in there. And speaking of the passing game, Quentin Brandon also had a big catch. Talk about how you were able to give the ball off to so many players and have them find the end zone.
Once you get in those games and you're up there, and obviously we start to party with Carson in there, and he did a really good job running the football. He had 5 rushes and 2 touchdowns, which is big. We don't want to get him banged up for the road that we got. And when you're up out there, we need to get all those other kids the football some. All those guys getting them. My senior running backs, I want to get them the ball, get them in the end zone. Emmanuel had a long run. And then Bryson and Zach both had big runs. Get those guys deserve to get in the end zone, especially on senior night. But then we got into the fourth quarter. Jaden Diebel's a guy that really pushes this football team. He works hard during the week at practice, runs scout team both sides of the ball, plays on special teams for us. And then, he's a guy that, a lot of places be a starter, I'd say. And then he got in there, and we were able to say, let's get this guy in the end zone. We were able to do that, which makes that senior night even more special.
Emmanuel Dixon was a player that I saved to have his own segment because he had a great night. Not only did he get in the end zone on offense, he got into the end zone on defense with that pick 6 early in the game from about 12 yards out. Talk about that play and what you think he saw on defense to be able to jump that pass.
We were, obviously did a lot of scouting at Grainger during to get our guys ready for the game. And, Coach Izzy said, here comes the bubble. And we're yelling it in there. And sure enough, they threw the bubble. And Emmanuel was able to pick that off and get in the end zone. Just from the, obviously his nose for the football is something really special. But, he knew it was coming, go get the dang thing, get in the end zone. But, it comes back to all the film work that we put in, the preparing those guys during the week and how hard we've been practicing to make sure those guys are prepared. And, he had 5 TFLs, I believe, which was big. He was able to, see the football. He's an old school player. You don't get many physical guys that are downhill and want to be physical like he is on Friday nights, which is really special. So, he had he was all over the field. We gave him, I only think he had 1 or 2, I think 2 or 3 rushes, and he took one of them to the house on a special big run on senior night, which was good to see.
How proud were you of your seniors on senior night? I know we talked about you were able to put all of them on the turf on Friday night, but you mentioned it was a special class for you. This was the class that you began with whenever you started your head coaching tenure here at Greeneville. How happy were you to be able to send that class off with a win on Friday night?
Oh, it was really special. Like we said, doing the stuff before the game with them and their parents, and then, it comes back just to all that they put in for us to help us be successful on Friday nights and as a football program. Just the hard work they put in the off season in the weight room here all the time in the summer. Then they're here on fall break 3 times this week. Bright and early. We're here on Sunday evening, going late, and then you have to turn around and do it on Monday. Then on Tuesday we're pushing prowlers, which most people are not going to do during the season. It's not easy to be successful, and those guys are willing to put in that extra effort to make sure that we are successful.
It was another great win here inside of Burley Stadium, a 74-7 win over Grainger on senior night. More importantly, like we had mentioned, another Region 1 4A victory. You get another region win to continue your success at the top. Coming towards the end of the year now, you've got 2 more important games left with Northview and Elizabethton left to go. We won't talk about that too much, though. The good thing is you're on a bye week. You get to rest a little bit now.
For sure.
Especially on fall break. That's probably one of the better times to have your bye week, because you don't have to worry about a game on Friday night. You can have these practices early and then go home and relax the rest of the day. But we need to get a quick break in here, so we'll go ahead and jump into a commercial break and be right back to talk about some more Greeneville football here on Grassroots Media.
At Corner Pond, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Corner Pond can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Corner Pond is a case knife dealer and carries numerous used knives as well. Stop by and let the friendly staff at Corner Pond help you today at 432 East Bernard Avenue, Greeneville, Tennessee.
Pizza Inn offers contactless buffet to go with JoJo's Family Feast or anything on our menu for carryout. We also honor birthday parties and cater to businesses and large events. We make it easy. Call us today. Pizza Inn Greeneville.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Greeneville Federal Bank Eddie Spradlen Show, where we cover everything on the field with the Greeneville Green Devils. As always, I'm here with Green Devils head coach Eddie Spradlen. We changed it up a bit this week. We started here on the Burley Stadium turf last week, right in front of the new stadium wrap. This week, figured we'd go ahead and shout out Greeneville Federal Bank. We lined up in front of their sign today on the beautiful Burley Stadium scoreboard. How old is that scoreboard, by the way?
We just got it last year when we got the Jumbotron. That's part of the package that we went with. You got the Jumbotron plus the new scoreboard. So,
what happened with the old Jumbotron?
We just had that. The jumbo, we didn't have a Jumbotron before.
I meant not the Jumbotron, the old scoreboard. What happened with it?
I'm not for sure.
I didn't know if you knew or not, because that's something that's hefty to throw away.
Yeah.
If so, I didn't know if you put it in storage or what it was.
I think the school system did something with it, so.
It'd be like an old little relic laying somewhere.
For sure.
But you're going into the bye week now. You got it on fall break, which is a perfect time to have your bye week, like we mentioned. You get the football out of the way in the morning before noon. You go eat lunch, relax for the rest of the day. No school to worry about. No game this upcoming Friday night to worry about. What do you plan on doing on your bye week this week?
Like we kind of talked about a little before, we brought the players in on Sunday evening, and we practiced Sunday evening. We lifted really hard in the weight room. We took this time to put a little extra weight on the bar when we're working out. Had 3 really hard days in the weight room. We practiced Sunday evening. We brought them in on Monday and Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock. Bright and early on fall break to kind of stay in their normal routine for school. Kind of lifted really hard, and we practiced really hard. Got a lot. One day just focused all on offense. Another day focused all on defense, and then we finished on Tuesday morning with pushing the prowlers, which is really not easy. That's something that we do a lot during the summer, but it's something that we've always done on our open week to just you're not playing a game, so you tax that body a little more. So we got that out there, and we pushed them things to end it. And now we're going to give them a break. It's well deserved. It's been a really physical part of the schedule. It's been a tough schedule against some really good football teams. Obviously, we didn't get to finish 2 of those games, but we played 2 really good halves against 2 really good football teams, and more or less against Dobbins Bennett. We played 3 quarters, so really physical schedule. Playing 2 games in a week, so it's been a taxing year on those bodies. So we practice those 3 days to get our 3 lifts in and keep our kind of normal schedule. Now we're going to give them a break. It's much well deserved. They're going to have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off this week, and then we'll bring them back in on Monday, and we'll get after it on Monday for a normal regular schedule for Northview. But as much as it's important for those players, it's more important for those coaches to just let them relax. We really worked this week on getting our game plan ready for Northview. There might be a tweak here or there, but everything's in, and we feel like what we need to be successful against Northview is already in place. So those coaches will enjoy some time off as well. Some of them go out of town, spend some time with their family, a little extra stuff. Just relax and not think about football for a couple days.
Best part about a bye week too is it's a good time to kind of refresh your mental state, because football is a very taxing sport. It's very hard on your mindset, so I think the bye week is a good part for you to a good time for you to focus on that a lot. And with it coming on your fall break, I think that's perfect too, that you can kind of relax without any other worries. Is that correct for you all?
You don't have to worry about school. A lot of times your open weeks are on when you're still in school, but now we were able to get our practice in early during the week. Now the kid, a lot of families are going on vacations, as well as some of my coaches. But it's a time I told them, I want you to enjoy this. Don't think about football. Just enjoy some time off. And when we get back, we got to take it to another level. 2 of the biggest games in our region schedule. We played a really good Sylvan East, that was one of the top teams in the region. Only had 1 region loss when we faced them. Now we're going the same thing. We're playing a good Northview team that's got 1 region loss, and if everything works out, we got a Elizabethton team that has no region losses, still undefeated on the season. So 2 really big time games, but we want to enjoy this time off and get back to work with a different mindset that we've had up to this point to really focus in and do what our ultimate goal is to be Region 1 4A champs, and you got to beat these 2 teams to do that.
I think there'll be 2 exciting games too. A lot of people, of course, are looking forward to that Elizabethton game at the end of the year, but Northview's having one of the better seasons throughout their program's history so far, because they've only been a school, I think this is maybe their 10th or 11th year now, so in their decade of existence, this is one of the better seasons they put together, and that's going to be a physical game for you. We won't talk about that too much going in, but enjoy the bye week. I know it's been a very, very weird season. We've beat that to death so far, yes. Because you had 2 no contests, you've had 2 games in 1 week, you had that whole fiasco. So as much as I can say it, enjoy that bye week, because you need it after the season you've had so far. We've done an interview in a different setting for I think the 3rd time this year now. We're used to doing it in the office. We got out here on Burley for another week. We've done it in front of the scoreboard, in front of the stands in the press box right there. We might need to do one in front of the Jumbotron or somewhere else next time. That might be something we need to do every week now. Just find a different setting.
Sounds good.
Go out Burley Stadium. The shrubs and the rocks are pretty too.
Yeah.
Maybe we do it in front of them one time.
There's a lot of good places around this place. It's a special place.
There are. Maybe we can do it on top of the press box and see over downtown Greeneville.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can see pretty good from up there.
Yeah, man.
But I think that's all we've got this week. It's a nice day. Enjoy the rest of it. Enjoy your bye week.
Appreciate it. Go Devils, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for allowing me to sit here and talk to you once again, and thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Greeneville Federal Bank Eddie Spradlen Show. We look forward to seeing you next time here on Grassroots Media.